Here's a quick look at two of my favorite nets. We can use it as fish landing nets and also a keep net potentially. They've collapsed down, so they're nice and small. I'm going to walk through the both options that I brought. I'm going to show you if they're any good. And if you're thinking about fishing, one's quite expensive, one's quite cheap. I'll put links in the description, but this is a cheaper one here. So you'll notice I've caught a number of fish using this setup, and this telescopic one here is like a triangle shape, and it actually becomes very small once it's folded up. I'll show you folding, and you'll see I've caught a number of fish, and obviously between 3 pounds total. So there was about 3 fish I had in this at one point, and a couple of them were quite heavy, and it did quite nicely. It's got a fine net, and you know if you're catching roach, they can get slimy, so the net can get a bit smelly. But just shake it off in the river or lake. You'll see here that it's got telescopic sections. It's made out of aluminium, and you can actually just lower it down. What that means is it becomes a nice small package, so you can carry it in a backpack and have maybe another a clear plastic bag that you can keep it in. But yeah, that gets very small, and it's worked very well. It's a little bit longer than the other options out there, but I like this. You can see there's a couple of fish in this one, and I use it as a bit of a landing net. So I wanted to give you an idea of this. You can get it relatively cheap in a few different options online, and it works quite nicely. It's got a good length on it, about a meter. It's not as long as I would like, but that's enough for just getting the fish out safely. And you'll notice it has some nice roach here caught with this net setup, and it works quite well. It's got a simple button on there which closes it down. There's two metal poles on each side, and there's a plastic bit of locator on the top which gives it the triangle shape. So yeah, I think it's a nice option, and over time it will be a good option. Just keep an eye on it, because the aluminum doesn't seem that strong, so maybe it's an option to look at alternatives and pay a little bit more money. So you'll see here that it can be an option just to fish the fish out once you've caught it, and you can use a net and use your hand underneath, just if you don't want to get the slime on your hands. If you're taking a quick photo, and make sure that the fish doesn't drop, because you've got the net to support. If it does jump about, you'll just go back into the net. And you can see that here clearly the size of it, and that fish there is probably about a hand, about 30 centimeters maybe, potentially 25-30 centimeters, and it handles it quite efficiently. So it does close back down, and you can use it as a telescopic pole. So that's a nice option. I did like it. It's got a slight bit more reach than the other options, and using a whip or a fishing pole, you can catch a number of different fish. So just keep an eye on that, and I've got both nets here at the moment that I'm trying out. So you can see this is a great option actually. I like the way it folds up, and this one is a bit more luxurious because it is slightly more expensive than other ones out there. However, it does show in the manufacturing. What you will notice is the actual net can be clipped onto your side. So if you want to be remain portable, it's easy to quickly grab it if you have a successful catch. The netting on it's got a little bit of a rubber nice wrapping, which I like a lot, because then it keeps your fish nice and safe, because you're not going to hurt their gills or damage them. So you'll see here I'm just moving one of the fishes that I've caught into this net, because it will allow me to secure the fish and keep it as a keep net. Because what I like to do is just have a look at how many fish I've got and compare the sizes before I let them go towards the end of the session. And you see here, if you hold it like this, the rubber grip gives you a nice grip on the net, and it also keeps the fish safe. And you'll see it's quite a big fish and energetic. It's jumping about, but it's keeping in the actual net itself. And the net's got a nice build on it. It does float in the water, and the telescopiness of it is quite nice, because you can just lift out. You'll see I caught another roach here, and you can just use the net here like such and just pick up the fish nice and easily, and you can bring it over to your lap, and it works quite nicely. Anything up to like a foot or 30 centimeters, or maybe even a foot and a half, will be able to be caught in this net, and it's a good option for just catching fish and keeping an eye on them and keeping them safe. You'll notice here that it works nicely overall.
Yeah, a couple of small ones.
It's got a good build quality on it. If you're thinking about it, definitely consider this as an option for your
only on a little bit
fishing needs. And you'll see here the fish, you can just take the hook out, and then you can lay it back down, and it's all ready to be used nice and easily. And it works nicely in the water. When the fish get caught, they get slimy. So you can just shake in the water a little bit and get rid of the slime, so it doesn't contaminate your net and smell fishy. So overall, it's got a good handle on it, and it feels good, and it does show the value of the net, because obviously it's something to consider. I caught a couple of other fish, but the camera dropped on this one, so I wasn't able to film the entire thing. You'll notice that I tried to press record and the camera just stopped. Luckily, it didn't drop in the water. But there's another catch and a successful fishing episode. I think we caught 5 in total in this episode. Just keep an eye on the net, and it is got a little clip on the end of it, so you can do it. And make sure to let the fish go once you've taken your photos. And you can easily just clear the net by shaking it over the water to get rid of any residual slime. So overall, good net, definitely worth picking up, and I'm hoping this helps you consider which net or what to pick up for yourself. See, it folds away nicely, comfortably, and then this one is got a clip on it, so you can clip it on the side of your jacket, or if you got a bag, you can clip it in the back of your bag. So overall, I did like it, and I do feel like it's a good option just to have those nice fishing days. You can see here's a quick little look at all the catches of the day, and it did work quite nicely to get you multiple fishes and keep them secure and safe while you're doing your fishing. And the nets seem like they will hold up over time. This one is a nice build quality as well. So best of luck with your fishing episodes, and hopefully we'll give you another update as I get a few more catches and bigger fish.